Boardgames 4K.
Hello, welcome back. This is a run through of our entire board gaming collection. I think this is part 9. So like we said before, this is getting a little bit out of hand, don't you think? So we're going to crack on with this one. We're going to finish this shelf down here and see how far we get. So let's hop to it. Right, so here we got Elder Sign. This is another game based on H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, and what you'll be doing, you'll be chucking dice, trying to fulfill objectives on cards, and yeah, it's all right, it's not too bad. We've never ever completed this. We never won a game of this, and it does get a little bit frustrating, but there you go. So this is Robinson Crusoe Adventures on the Cursed Island, and this is a game that we've won once in all the times we played it, and it's part of the charm of this one is it's so bloody difficult. And this was at a time when Ignacy Trzewiczek actually made decent games, because now he just seems to, I don't know, do sort of re-skins, re-themes, and I don't know, maybe he's run out of ideas, but this is one of his greatest games, and this is a wonderful game. So we've got bugs in the kitchen. This is a kid's game, so you've got one of those little hex bug things in this, and that'll be having a mind of its own, running around this sort of what do you call it, a maze, and you'll roll a die and it'll tell you to move either a fork, a knife or a spoon, and you'll do that trying to get the bug to go into your bit or try and stop the bugs from going into other bits. So there you go, it's pretty good. Lifeboats, this is a very good backstabbing game. You'll be moving these lifeboats up this track by having a series of votes to chuck people into the sea, and you'll be voting to move lifeboats, and yeah, it's good, but just don't play it with the wrong type of people, because they'll probably get upset. So this is Monica's, well, all the Monica stuff that's been released to date in this box. There's billions of cards in there. This is basically Time's Up, but a bit more lewd or bawdy version of Time's Up, and it's one of our favourite games of all time, probably the greatest party game of all time. And if you don't know what Monica's is, then you need to search it out and sort it out. So down here we got Tales of the Arabian Nights. This is a sort of storytelling game, a bit random, but that's not the point. It's the point is that you can tell wonderful stories with this. We've played this numerous occasions. There's a big book of tales, and you'll be going around a map reading entries, a bit like a big choose your own adventure book, and it's completely random. Some of the things that can happen to you are completely unfair, but that's not the point. The point is you can have some memorable experiences playing this one. So Friedman Freeze's Power Grid, maybe it's been a little bit dated now, but it was one of the greatest Euro games of all time. Probably still is, but it just seems a little bit empty and dry, like a lot of Friedman Freeze games these days. But yeah, we still enjoy it. It's just we don't like the fact that you have to close off part of the map for whatever player count you're using, which is a bit of a shame. So Akbar, this is a game that uses like a squeegee thing that blows magic carpets around a map. Another wonderful Habba game, quite hard to get hold of, I think, but it's still pretty good. My kids love it, and that's why we still got it. So we've got Teotihuacan City of Gods. This is basically one huge, massive rondel of a game, and it's based on the antiquity, or the antiquity site, or whatever you want to call it, in I don't know where it is it Chile or Mexico or somewhere like that, I don't know, who knows, Mexico probably, and yeah, it's alright. There's an expansion coming out for it, and we'll probably get it because we do quite like it. So yeah, here we go. Imagine this uses perspex pictures that you can lay on top of each other, and you'll get a word, and you'll be trying to make the word up through these perspex images, and the other people have to try and guess what it is. It's not that great. Anyway, Deception Murder in Hong Kong, a wonderful party game where one person is the investigator, one person is the murderer, but you don't know who the murderer is, and what they'll be trying to do, you'll be trying to give your investigators clues and tell them whether or not the murderer did something with a certain weapon, and all that sort of stuff. So it's sort of like a deduction game in a sense, but with a hidden traitor, and it's absolutely wonderful. We really like that game. So Antoine Bowser's Takenoko. Certain people say this is really boring. We don't think so. We think it's quite a good entry-level Euro game. So you'll be you've got the panda and the gardener. You'll be moving them around these tiles, moving the gardener away from the panda away from the gardener, and vice versa. And you'll be trying to get bamboo onto the board, irrigate the land, and yeah, complete objective cards, and it's actually quite good. So time stories. This is a sort of storytelling game which uses a deck of cards to tell a story, and it's a sort of like a one-shot thing. So you'll be going through these scenarios, replaying them. If you screw up, you can go back and then you restart them, but you've got information that you've got from the previous play, and yeah, it's all right. We've got all the other scenarios for this one. I think they've stopped making them, but they're going to make another one based on other rules. So Cult Express, this is a 3D sort of programming game, so you'll be trying to loot the Cult Express as it moves through the landscape, and you'll be programming your bloke to go and get the money and get off the train. So yeah, it's okay. Is it when the Kenner Spilders or something? Yeah, I don't know. The Adventurers, this is sort of like Indiana Jones type thing, where you're negotiating all these traps in this temple, trying to get as much treasure out of the temple as possible by negotiating these traps. And yeah, we quite like it. It's a bit gimmicky with the plastic bits and everything, but yeah, there's two of these. There's the Temple of Chak, and then there's the Pyramid of Horus. And this is the Temple of Chak, I think. We haven't got the other one, but we quite like it. Camelot, this is the surprise winner of the Spiel des Jahres way back when. I can't remember when it was, but it's a betting racing game, and we've got the expansion in here. It's actually quite enjoyable. We do like it. It's better with the extra map, the extra board extension on it, because it gives you the game lasts a lot longer. But yeah, Camelot, we quite like it. So here we go, Zaya Legends of a Drift System. This is they call it a sandbox game, but I don't think sandbox board games actually exist, because you're obviously limited by the amount of actions you can take. But this one, you're going to be putting out maps, tiles onto the board that will create a random universe, and then you'll be flying off, and you can become a pirate, you can become a lawful person, a police or space police or whatever. You can go on trading missions, there's all sorts of things you can do. We really like it. It's we've got the expansion in there, and it's fantastic. It's a bit sort of random, where you'd be just rolling dice and trying to get numbers under a certain amount, but it doesn't matter, because that's what the game's all about. So yeah, so you've got League of Legends, Mix versus Minions. This is another programmer game. This was released a few years ago. It was dirt cheap, but the component quality is absolutely astounding. We've only played it once for some reason. I don't know why. It might be because the rule book is actually the tutorial, but yeah, it's still pretty good. We quite enjoyed it, but it's just been sat there. I don't know why we haven't played much more of it, but there you go. So Trois, this is a really excellent Euro game that hasn't dated in the slightest. We've done a review and a playthrough of this, and you'll be basically trying to, I think the theme of the game is like sort of trying to rebuild the city of Trois after it was destroyed, by utilising personalities and entering buildings and taking various actions, and it's absolutely fantastic. We've got the Ladies of Trois expansion in here. Highly recommended. If there's only one Euro game you own, then it's this one. It should be this one. Well, maybe some others, but yeah, there you go. Hawaii, this is the game that's famously trashed by a certain Tom Vassell. We threw it out of his window. We haven't played it. We bought it because we were curious as to how shit it was, but we haven't actually got around to playing it. But maybe we'll get around to it eventually. Carson City, a Western themed Euro game, where you'll be building buildings out, you'll be taking control of personalities, trying to amass the most cash, and it's actually quite good. We quite enjoy Carson City. So Rattus, this is a very small game. We thought it'd be bigger than this when we bought it, but it's set in during the times of the plague or the Black Death, and you'll be trying to control outbreaks of rats and the plague in Europe. And we quite like it. Like we said, it could be a little bit bigger than it was, but it's still a fantastic game. And 8 Minute Empire, which doesn't take 8 minutes at all, takes a lot longer than that. Yeah, it's not too bad. We quite enjoy 8 Minute Empire because it's quite simple, very, very simple rule set, and yeah, it's pretty good. So Monster Fall, this is a kiddies game that uses a plastic frame that you'll be moving around, trying to move the monster to stop it from falling into traps, and it's pretty crap, but there you go. My kids like it. Outer Plano, this is the sort of spiritual successor to Orleans. We haven't played it because we prefer to play Orleans, and don't know. Kingdom Death Monster, we backed this on Kickstarter quite a while ago. We're still waiting for the gambler's chest, and we have played the first scenario, but we haven't bothered with it because I'll tell you why. It's because you need to assemble the miniatures, and it's a pain in the arse. And I hate assembling miniatures, I hate painting miniatures, and the reason we haven't played Kingdom Death Monster is because I'm useless at assembling miniatures. They always come out looking like lumps of plastic, like out of Project Elite. So it's a real shame that Kingdom Death Monster isn't going to get played anytime soon unless somebody wants to come around here and assemble all the miniatures for me. So there you go. So this is going to be a quick one, I think. Or shall we just do a few more up here? We'll start that tomorrow. So that's a quick one, wasn't it? So wow, that was only a 10-minute jobby, wasn't it? So yeah, we're going to come back another time, well, maybe in the next couple of days, and we'll do everything on this shelf over here, and then we'll do the shelf over the back there. And then obviously we've got the stuff to do on the floor, and then that'll be that. So thanks for your patience. You've been wonderful helping me through this nightmare of a board game dungeon. But yeah, if you see anything that you like or you disagree with what we said, please then leave a comment in the section below. And remember, subscribe to the channel for more stuff. So we'll see you later.